Hi, Dean.
What's up, Vito?
Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to Vito x DINO, episode 50. God dog it. I apologize for the late start. I literally just got to my mom's house in New York, set up the computer, and it just took a bit to connect to the Wi-Fi and stuff, so everything's good. It just, like I said, it took a bit. But how was your Christmas, man?
Oh, it exists. It existed. It happened.
It happened.
There's a 2025 version of Christmas happened, you know?
I would say, yeah.
How about you?
It was good. Funny enough, like I just got in, like I said, like literally threw some food in my mouth, and then I what do you call it? Got to open a couple of presents. Number one, I got a new watch that is currently charging.
Can you put a light on you in any way, or is it?
I wish I knew, man. This is how it is. I mean, we'll figure it out for the next one, but I don't have a light in here to.
Okay.
Wait, let me see.
Because you're a silhouette otherwise.
Well, I mean, what else do you need? Got this.
Zodiac.
Yeah, this is the one written by Robert Graysmith, who was Jake Gyllenhaal character in.
Oh, the Zodiac Killer story.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
This, which I'm very excited to read. This is the new Cameron Crowe memoir.
Oh, I think
Cool.
Whitney read that, and actually, I think she went to a talk/signing.
Oh, cool.
That he was at. So apparently, that's a pretty good book.
And then I got this, which is an old James Fry, Kurt Busiek graphic novel.
The Liberty Project.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't remember how I got recommended, how it got recommended to me, but I was like, you know what? I want to take a look at this. It looks like it's a very much like there's a fighting for truth, justice, and early parole. So
early parole. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, Liberty. All right. I see. I've never heard that, but those guys are so talented that anything they do together is going to be good, so
exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I got Jen some books. I got Whitney some books. Did I get any books? I don't think so, but I got to be honest, I have so many books, and I actually did a recording for Gil Roth of the Virtual Memory Show where he asked a lot of his guests. As Dean looked for a black shirt, he asked a lot of his guests what they had read in 2025, and I was embarrassed to admit that I had not read one book, and I mean a prose book. Although that's not true. I retracted that, and I told Gil that I had read Karma Doll, which is the third of the Jonathan Ames series, the Doll series. So I did read a book, but I was given a lot of books, and I had a pile of books, and including graphic novels. So if you go listen to the Virtual Memory Show, Gil Ross show, you'll hear me and like 25 other creators talk about the books that they read or didn't read in 2025. So, but books are still the thing, man. Like I love media. I love movies and CDs and Blu-rays and whatnot. But at the end of the day, books are the thing, and that's the stuff that we produce
for a holiday. I think there's nothing better than a book,
especially because what it promotes is the idea of, not that most of us have a fireplace, but the idea of sitting around a fireplace or by a Yule log or under a nice lamp on a couch and just snuggle up to a book, right?
I forget which country does it, but there's I want to say Scandinavian country, maybe Greenland, maybe Iceland, where they intentionally give books on Christmas Eve, so you read it up until Christmas.
Oh.
So.
And then what do? You talk about it or something?
Maybe. I don't know that everybody gets the same book, but
Oh, you mean like a book club kind of Christmas gift?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. That'd be cool.
That would be funny. I want to explain something real quick. I think it is Norway, Steve. Thank you for the input. before we get started, if you look up in the right corner, right above Dean, you'll see a QR code. That QR code is for donations. We are going to start taking donations for upgrading our equipment. Number one, Dean and I would like
So
to
we
get
can see Vito. No, I'm kidding.
maybe a light on here. I mean, generally, whenever I'm at home, like it's a different story. But we want to get new microphones, and we are looking to get a like a portable recording apparatus, and we're going to try to get this all before convention season starts. But it depends on donations and stuff. So you can donate a couple dollars, if you like, just by scanning that code.
Especially since this is our 50th episode, we've done 50 of these. Not that anybody asked for it, but we showed up consistently. Did we miss a week? I don't remember.
We missed sort of. We didn't when I had my computer issues middle of the year.
Right.
I don't think we missed a week. I think we missed like a couple of days, and we just posted late. So
okay. All right.
I think we're still within the 52 weeks that we started. I think we're still solid.
And 2 more will have a year. We'll book a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want to retire one thing, either by issue 50, issue 50 or issue 52. Our little sign off that is actually hails from our days in the studio together,
right.
When I either enter or exit the studio, and you would make this sound that I love. But what's funny to me? It's like, and I try to mirror it at the end of, as we do at the end of our show, but it harkens to a different time when we had Seth Kushner,
sure,
and we shared a studio with Krista Cassano, Gregory Benton, who else we had? We at one point, I think we had Joan Fanari,
we had
Swifty Lang,
directly in our studio. Yeah, that
Matt Balin, so. I mean, that was a great time.
Was John Allen in our studio? I think
not in our studio. He was in a later studio that I was a part of. John Allen. I don't think he was in our studio. No.
Okay.
But yeah, so that kind of reminds me of that, and I feel nostalgic for it. And maybe we have thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Steve.
Donating.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, totally appreciate it. Like maybe we come up with a different sign off or something.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought.
Oh no, like that's a good way to end the 1 year, start the new year.
Yeah, man. Why not? So, and speaking of, did you get an email from me where it called 50?
Yes. What
I was trying to do was look up some of the famous, because primarily our podcast is about comics, and I wanted to kind of like acknowledge some of the famous 50th issues of comic series, and I was looking for a bunch, and oh my god, I was surprised to find like a bunch of them. There is no like Batman 50 unless it was more of a newer iteration of a Batman or a Superman, because the original Superman was Action Comics, the original Batman was Detective Comics, and I was able to, and like Marvel was easier to find, the 50th issue of a series, and famous 50th issues, So I'm actually getting a text from my friend Valerie, who I think, did we set this on private?
I don't think so. Not the stream, but the Facebook page.
Okay.
For the event might be. So let me just go in there. While we're talking though, we have a couple of people sitting in the wings. I want to bring them on one at a time.
Can we bring them on like visually and pop them in?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't realize that.
This young man,
Tom.
This is Tom Williams. He's been a long time listener, but more importantly, Tom and I were co-collaborators on a little book called Stuck.
I remember that.
Set. And
Tom is great for he actually comments often.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey guys. What's up?
I wish I could find it. It might be somewhere on my hard drive, but Tom and I, when we were doing the chemistry set, we had this idea to do like a Christmas kind of like a one-page story, and it was about the traditions that the two of us do, and like it was just it was just goofy fun where I talk about how I like to like sleep, and like I used to love doing this, but after having kids, like your priorities change in terms of how you set up the Christmas tree and everything. But I used to sit or sleep outside on the living room by the couch to kind of like with the lights on, and like it was just a very soothing thing for me.
You talking about the Christmas lights?
Yeah, like on the Christmas tree of our own Christmas tree.
So do you see my face? I have like, I don't know if you can hear this old machine is like,
Oh, I see it.
Like all kinds of disco lights or whatever on me. But like I try my best. You haven't been to my apartment in a while, but
Yeah.
one of the things that I have on pretty much 24/7 is Christmas lights in my window for the year. Until they blow out, and then I replace them. And I too find that to be like a soothing kind of, I don't know, like what do cats make? Little biscuits, it feels like that, for the soul, for my mind, like just to have that kind of concept, that idea of that kind of light that's emitting some kind of positivity, to me.
Yeah, I don't know like what I responded to. Like it was something funny enough that it didn't really become a thing for me until I was in my teens. But yeah, like I just something like that just always like comforts me and stuff. Tom, let's get to you, man. Like I haven't talked to you in so long. Last time I think I saw you was at Baltimore Comic-Con maybe 2 years ago.
It was last year.
Oh, I wasn't. Oh, well, I wasn't there this year. Last year, you're right.
Yeah. So I turned. It was notable because I turned 50 at the con.
That's right.
What did that feel like?
Well, I only made $5 the whole weekend, so it kind of sucked. Fortunately,
you should have worn a crown that said it's my birthday or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fortunately, I have like some family that lives in Baltimore, so that kind of was only out the table the whole weekend.
So, you're making me sad right now, Tom. Come on, tell me a joke. Say something funny, man. Holy shit.
I don't know. Yeah, this year's been kind of a bummer, Dean, because I back in like early March, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. And
wait, is that your joke? Sorry.
No, it's kind of a cosmic joke. I don't know.
It's a cosmic joke. That's true.
Yeah, my day job went bankrupt. They filed Chapter 11 about this time last year, and then I got cancer in March. Fortunately, I'm cancer free now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. There's still some. I still have to do immunotherapy for about a year yet. So, but thankfully I'm past the chemo. That's the big.
Yeah, that's the rough part.
But that's been my life for the past year.
Well, I'm sorry, man, and like we mentioned Seth Kushner, who had an aggressive version of a blood cancer, leukemia, and he had ups and downs. It was kind of it's a fascinating story that someday I'll share. But I'm glad that would you say you're getting over the hump?
Yeah, it's just now it's kind of there's so many medical appointments still.
Yeah, no, I know it sucks, man.
But yeah.
Is this your best angle?
I'm trying to prop it up. I have a camera mount back there right now. Like,
there we go.
That's better.
Hold it. There we go.
Your big hands, but we talk about Jack Kirby all the time.
Like Kirby hands,
Totally.
There we go.
Dean, you want to introduce our other guest?
Are we talking about Val?
Yeah.
Ivy?
Yeah.
Oh, she's sideways.
I'm sideways.
Sideways.
I'm sorry. I won't be sideways anymore. I'm spazzing
Is
out.
that Drewina? Do we have a Drewina in the background?
This is Drewina.
Oh, you got Drewina with his beard. His lovely beard.
He's rocking
Hello.
that beard, man. I got him beard gifts for Christmas. It was a beardy Christmas.
It was a beard.
Wait, what was the beard gift?
Like, what the hell, man? I got him a beard comb, beard shavers, beard oil, beard unguents. He has unguents for the beard.
It's like one of those beard.
Oh my god.
Shapers, like beautiful shaping tools and
No,
all
like,
kinds of stuff.
you know how remember back in the '60s, those chicks would go around and they would like get like they would like the groupies would take molds of guys.
Oh yeah.
She got me one for my beard,
For his beard.
and I can go around and I can get molds of guys' beards.
Of his poonus but it's for the
No.
beard.
Just kidding.
I love it.
I'm lying. We're lying.
But let me ask you this. Val, are
Yes.
you going to be shaping his beard, or is this Drew going to shape his beard? And
I do
which
my own.
one is the best way to do it?
Drew is very fussy about stuff. He does let me cut his hair.
Yeah.
So I cut his hair all the time, and that's fun. But I'm not going to be allowed to touch the beard. I think he should go with a sort of traditional. Remember, like in the backs of comics, you could sometimes see ads for like stick-on beards. Do you recall?
Yep.
You could get like the Van Dyke with a mustache.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So I think.
Let me tell you a quick funny story. Before I tell you the quick funny story,
Yeah.
can you show us Drew's face and beard, please?
Absolutely.
Look how beautiful he is. That
That's
is
so
a
beautiful.
beautiful man.
That's a
A
foxy beard.
lovely boy.
God damn.
That's
So
what I'm
here's my
saying.
quick story. Here's my quick story. So
Go for it.
my best friend Mike Houston, we met when we were 12 years old, basically.
Absolutely.
And as we hit puberty, I remember one time looking at and squinting at Mike's face, and it looked like he was growing a beard. Now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why is his thin little hair blue? And what he had been
Blue?
doing is he'd been drawing in hair to make it look like he was becoming a man. I was like, dude, what the hell, man? You're lying.
I mean, that's excellent.
So I
It was
busted
Superman
Mike.
Blue.
It was Superman Blue is what it was.
It was.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Carrie
That's
Lee, Carrie agrees it's a great beard. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, we got the dog.
Beards are always their tops, man.
I think I have a picture.
Oh yeah. Well, I have not yet ever grown a beard like that, and I think once I finally just go bald in the next few months, I think the hair comes. It's not on top anymore. It's on the bottom, right? That's what
Right.
happens.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can do a comb over with the beard.
Vito, talk to me. Tom, talk to me. Tom, can you grow a beard?
No, it's very spotty.
Is that because
once-
of the cancer or just your genetics?
Just genetics.
Some people are not beards. They don't have the beards, you know.
I once grew a beard for like 83 days, and then I looked at myself and I was like, I'm over it.
Why?
I did that a couple of times, and I finally I stuck with this.
He just he
How many-
he gave in.
Yeah.
He relented and
Yeah.
let the beard
How
take
long have you
over.
Relented.
How long have you been growing that, Drew?
3 days.
Oh, shit.
3 days. That's he's
Yeah.
like GI Joe. Fucking Drew is like GI Joe, man. GI Joe doll, man. He's just
He is. He's serious. He's fucking serious.
Just
It's like
flush
the
with
werewolves of London. Its
testosterone.
hair is perfect.
I know. Drew, I mean, so Vito and everybody watching this, the 4 people watching, Drew is not only one of my favorite people, but one of the most beautiful people I've ever known. Honestly, I mean, Val, right?
That's very.
That's why you like
Absolutely.
Drew, right, Val? No, for no other reason.
That's why I love Drew. That's why I am in love with Drew. I met him and I was like, he's a fella. The first time I ever hung out with Drew was you at your house on Thompson Street.
Oh,
And Drew and
when
I
we-
went in the back. He was showing me computer stuff. And he was like, hey, want to take a look at this? Well, let's make a brochure. So
No,
we
no,
made a
The
brochure.
first thing I said was like, "Hey, look,
Wait.
I can show
See,
tits
now we're still going to
on the
argue.
computer."
Exactly. And I got really
You got
excited
really
about
excited
that. And I was
about
like, oh, that's awesome. Let's go look. And then you came in and said, hey, you guys, come on out. Al Green is on, I don't know what show it was.
Oh, like a talk show or something?
Yeah, it was either on like Arsenio Hall or I don't know what it was. a long time ago.
Right.
And we were like, no, man, we're
Mark
busy.
Griffin.
We had to keep making our brochure. So I
Oh,
really
yes, you
liked it,
did.
But we were fighting and really angry and like crabbing at each other the whole time. But
I think he was on Robin Bird.
he wasn't on.
Oh, come on. He was not on Robin Bird. I
I'll
wish.
wait on Robin Bird. Like, believe me.
So
Maybe like a
amazing.
remix of like
That's what
I'm so tired of being alone, like a dance mix, like
I think
Duran
you might be-
Duran meets Al Green or something
I think you might be confusing Al Green with Al Sharpton, maybe.
without Sharpton. Can I tell another quick
Yeah.
funny story about me and Drew when we were living together? So we were both broke ass, right? I mean, I'm still broke ass. What can I say? Living and we got a job, and Drew, you can confirm this. We got a job doing telemarketing.
Yeah,
We saw in the paper of New York Press that for $8 an hour, you could like, and it was like 3 blocks away from where we lived in Soho. You could do telemarketing. So we went together, we got the gig, and we're sitting there all day long, like repeating this like passage while calling up random phone numbers. And you know, I had a certain authority about me, and I was like, "Hi, my name is Dean Haspiel," and I would read the thing, and the success rate was minimal. Okay, but Drew sat next to me, and he got nobody to like even finish a conversation.
My voice dies before it gets to the receiver end of the phone.
Like a statistical.
My name is Drew Marone, and it sounds like I'm eating fucking
Yeah,
cereal.
his name's Drew Marone. So by the time he says Marone, his last name, people are already out, right? Like it's done.
I'm talking about
So-
worm.
So we come back and we were like really like I'm feeling like I don't think I want to do this job. It sucks. And like Drew doesn't want to do it. We go back the next day and Drew suddenly starts saying, "Hi, this is." He says, "Hi, this is Dean Tingsley." I'm like, "Dean Tingsley," but his success rate was much higher. Okay, so
better than
and then we came home and he was more depressed because he couldn't even be Drew Marone. He had to be another guy for this $8 an hour job, right?
There was
Which was
no way
crap.
close to $8 an hour. That would be rich. That would be tons of money back then.
Maybe it was 5. Who knows what it was, right?
No way.
But I'll tell you how to spot the era. So it was we were going to go back a third day, but that night was a midnight show of the first Tim Burton Batman, which is what 89, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
89.
And we were like, do we go to the Batman? And because we had to get up at 6 a.m. or whatever for this stupid job. Do we go and just quit by going? Or do we stay and go to the third day? And God damn it, you know we went and saw Batman.
You blew that
Hell
shit
yeah.
off, man. Fuck
That's
that.
right.
That was no way.
And then I don't know if it was the next day or if this was the thing that prompted us, but we were like both staring in the middle distance one day with no jobs, just sitting in our living room with wood paneling, you know. And actually, this is where Denny O'Neil used to live, where he wrote some of his famous comics, right? So and had been bequeathed to Larry, our good pal Larry, who's his son. So we were living there anyway. So we're both staring at the middle distance, and suddenly we had the TV was on, but we weren't watching it. And like suddenly we hear a familiar voice, someone we had gone to SUNY Purchase with, and we look up, and it's a soap opera, and it's our buddy Al Molina, I think his name is Alfred, or
I forget who it was.
that's
Yeah.
a famous actor, somebody who was an actor at SUNY Purchase, and he is in prison behind bars. It's a close up, and the camera pulls back, and he's on a soap opera, and we're like, oh,
And we
wow,
were the
there's
soap opera.
our pal from SUNY Purchase who's like acting in a soap opera. But then we couldn't let go of the fact that he too was like in some kind of weird prison, you know, like he was acting on a TV show. There was some kind of weird metaphor happening at the same time. So that was
because we were sleeping in the same bed. Like that's how we were like Dean and I was in bed. It was
that's
so
right.
Beauty. And then at night we'd watch Robin Bird. Oh geez, remember that show Voyeur Vision with who was that porn star that was on in the
where there was the new talk show, there was Al Goldstein's Midnight Blue, there was Robin Bird.
Midnight Blue, but for a little while
there was a really weird one with like a dude and a chick and they talk together to people.
That was that interludes after midnight.
That one.
But I'm talking about who was the famous porn star who wrote the book? And his name was Jerry Butler. Okay.
Oh, what?
Oh, Jerry Butler. That's an incredible book.
But
he had a show?
He was on the show called Voyeur Vision, but it was insane. He was out of his fucking mind.
He was
always out of his mind.
He was always tweaking heavily. He was like
high.
a huge coke.
He was only on for like a couple of weeks, and then he just disappeared, and then it became sort of a normal public access porn show.
Stop.
Yep.
but that for like about 4 or 5 weeks, it was like just insanity. I wish there was some record of that.
I wish, nobody, I feel like nobody has like a very good like sort of memoir of that time period. Like I feel like nobody taped anything. Why didn't we tape any of this?
Yeah.
You know?
But there was so much stuff like cable. What's it called? Manhattan Cable Access. Whatever.
Yeah.
That was
You would think
incredible. An
somebody-
incredible time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was somebody working there must have saved some of those tapes. You would think, but I would pay $1 billion for those tapes. You know?
Yeah, and I've seen some of the shows that were more successful, like my friend Phil, who did the Checkerboard Kids, and then there was that other show. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but there was the host with the white hair and glasses, and then there was the guy that had the page haircut, and they would sit on a couch, and there'd be like little puppets and everything.
It's the vaudeville one.
Vaudeville. What?
Yeah, something.
Not
something
Uncle
vaudeville.
Floyd.
No, but something vaudeville. And then there was a kid who did a show that then MTV scooped up and kind of ruined his show. I forget his name. So there was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there was.
My favorite show.
There was the music show that, like, you know, like the Lunatics would be on sometimes. Like,
Right.
Like I forget the name of that rock show, but you can. That's on YouTube. They have all those shows. Those are all.
They do have those.
But I would like to see the trashy ones.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
or just the weird.
Yeah, the trashy one. And my favorite show I ever
Culture Up
saw.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Culture Up?
I don't remember that.
Culture Up was great. It was a girl, and she just sat on her couch and she talked about stuff she liked.
Oh, that's the best.
That was it. It was just like
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. Just like.
But my favorite show, and then I want to bring up something that I'm going to ask Tom and Vito about because Drew was there when this happened. But my favorite show was one time I remember I was in a fugue state, and it was like I probably had fallen asleep and then woke up and it was like 3 a.m. So it was like a 3 a.m. show, and it was a guy walking around with a video recorder in a campsite, and it was like 6 a.m. just as the lights coming up, and he would slowly be walking around to tents and like campers, and he would like pick up the camera, put it in the camper, and you'd see like skewed or upside down people just sleeping.
What the hell, man?
Was he flexing into a dimly lit hallway?
This was a show. This was a show
where he would walk around campsites and just record people sleeping.
That's really
and I was
creepy.
like,
Wow.
this is like a serial killer.
Back in the day. That's amazing.
And like today, he'd be like put in jail or something, right? But like, he didn't hurt anybody. He just recorded them sleeping, you know? Like, it was incredible.
He was flexing into a dimly lit hallway.
You remember Ugly George?
That's all.
He has a solid YouTube channel.
That's
Well,
absolutely.
You know, funny you say that, Tom. There's a kid that comes into my store, or used to come into my store, who had a YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel was literally going into elevators and like judging the elevator.
Wow.
Like, he would tell you like, this is the type of elevator it is. It's a 15-floor building. Let's ride the elevator, and then he would like describe the ride. This was an entire YouTube.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. You know,
It's
you
so
remind me. There's a thing going around right now, I think, on Instagram, because you and I are having a cold jihad war, you and me, Vito, with our Instagrams. But there's a guy that goes to fancy hotels and shits in their toilets and grades them.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you've seen that?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? All right, I'm going to tell you
Why?
guys something that Drew did to me, and then he could tell his side of the story. So me and Drew lived together, and Drew had a motorcycle and a cool leather jacket, and he sometimes would go away for the weekend. Maybe he was going to visit Val, I don't remember, but he was going away for a weekend. I was like, cool, whatever. And like, it's a Friday night, and I hear a knock on the door, and I open the door, and there's this like white-haired guy who I thought was an old man, but he probably was in his 50s, or whatever. And he kind of talked like this, like, and I was like, yes, sir. He's like, hi, I'm a friend of Drew. I work with Drew. He said I could sleep here for the weekend. I'm like, what are you talking about? First of all, who are you? And like, at least he said Drew, so at least he knew that there was a Drew here. But also, Drew never told me that he had a coworker coming to sleep with me, and so I let him in.
Old man.
And I might have been. I don't even think we had cell phones. I don't remember. And I remember trying to contact Drew to confirm, like, what is going on?
Who is
And I
this?
remember going to sleep that night. I let him into Drew's room after we kind of had an awkward evening, like of just being around each other. And I remember like putting like something against my door and locking my door, like I'm gonna get killed tonight, right? Like I'm gonna die, right? And the guy was so weird and like just kind of sat there and like didn't do anything. I don't know why he was there for the weekend or for what.
Was he a community
and-
access dude?
Go ahead,
he
Drew.
was actually-
But
I didn't
before
actually
Drew
watch-
answers, because I want to get to the answer of this, Vito and Tom, what would you have done? There's a knock on your door. You're by yourself,
I
and
have
a strange man walks
It's the
walks
80s.
in.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
going to
now.
defer
It's
to
the 80s.
Tom because I've lived something like this, so I'll defer to Tom and let
Okay.
him answer, and then I'll give you my
Okay.
answer.
I don't even know, man. That's I probably wouldn't even open the door.
You would have just like looked through the peephole and just
Yeah.
And like, then I'm
I would've.
asleep.
No,
I'm
Well,
sleeping.
no. But Tom, what if he said, "I'm a friend of"? Did you ever live with a roommate? Give me a roommate name. You know, like
Matt.
Matt. Hey, I'm a
Matt.
friend of Matt.
Yeah.
He said I can sleep over the weekend. All right, what do you say next?
Keep in mind, this is 1980 something. You don't have a cell phone.
Yeah, you
So- or
can't
maybe
confirm
90
it.
1980
Cannot
something. That was
confirm it.
like
This dude
was on
looked
a
like he was made
farm
out
in the
of
middle
wood.
of nowhere in 1987.
Made out of wood.
He
Okay,
did look like he was
so
made out of
understand-
wood. You're right.
and
he
was
wasn't
saying
real.
shit
He was not
I think I
real.
would have told Dad to go get the gun.
All right,
he
so there
would
you
say
go.
shit like he would say
Because he's
shit
a
like
stranger.
Stranger
He'd be
danger.
like-
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
All right, but Drew, before we get to the wooden man, because he was made of wood, Vito, what's your?
So I had two roommates at one point, Chris and Dave. Chris was a heavy drinker, but Dave was a full-on junkie. And the other part of our apartment was that the very front door to the, not to the actual apartment, but to the building was broken. So anybody could walk in at any time. And the thing was, because I had a junkie for a roommate, he was up all night. So there were plenty of nights where you would just like have to pee in the middle of the night and there's like 7 people in the bathroom, like just shooting up or whatever. And it's just like, oh, okay, like it's a party now. So I've had plenty of experiences where people I didn't know were just there and like, oh,
Where
I'm
were
a
you
friend.
living? What city was this in, Vito?
Oh, this was in Staten Island, beautiful Staten Island in the Park Hill.
Okay.
Shaolin.
Park Hill,
Shaolin.
I was,
You reminded me
Right,
of
you
a.
say Shaolin, but Park Hill is where the Wu-Tang was from. So this is that same neighborhood.
That's yeah.
Shaolin adjacent.
You're
That's
reminding me, Vito, of a story that Bob Fingerman, our pal Bob Fingerman, told me several times. He had a pal whose name I won't mention here, who incredible artist, and he tells a story that I always wanted Bob to draw this story, where the guy had a friend that would get really drunk and then like buzz him at any time of the night, and he was always pissed off about this.
Bob
He was
was.
always like, but he always let him in because he was his friend, and the guy was troubled. and this one night he gets a buzz at like 2 a.m. or something, and it's his buddy, and he's super drunk, and he comes upstairs and he needs to use the bathroom. So he's like, okay, use the bathroom. The guy closes the door, and then he realizes the friend, our Bob's friend who let him in, that he suddenly has to take a dump, right? Like, oh my God, like I have to really, like, I don't know, sometimes the power of suggestion, someone going to the bathroom makes you want to go to the bathroom, whatever. So he's standing there and he's like, knock on the door, like, hurry up, hurry up. The guy is not responding, right? So he's like, fuck. And he realizes
happened.
he's about to take a dump in his own house that he pays rent for in the kitchen. So
In the kitchen.
So
In
he
the
finds like
shed,
a paper bag and he sits over the paper bag and humiliates his own self. Like only he knows he's doing this, right? With no dignity whatsoever. And he's like so pissed off because he can't use his own toilet that he pays for, right?
My leg.
Yeah.
My
My
leg, that's a
leg.
whole other story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How my
so
leg is-
he takes the dump and he's like furious because I don't know what he might have used to wipe. It could have been like paper towels or something, a Brillo pad.
Yeah.
A Brillo pad.
Andy White.
Anyway, and then he then finally he just knocked on it. Finally he's able
Oh
to
my
kind of
God.
edge the door open a little bit, like by an inch or two, and he sees that the guy is unconscious and his body is splayed,
Oh,
blocking
he
the
fell
door.
out.
So now he's got to call the cops.
Oh,
'cause
no.
maybe he
Man.
did drugs
Oh.
and like died, right?
Oh no.
He calls like the cops. The cops come. They finally open the door, and there's diarrhea explosions on one side of the wall and vomit on the other side of the wall. And he kind of
Oh,
just
man.
wakes up. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do that."
Wow.
Like,
Let me get this in the
so
morning.
anyway, it's just a gross story. It's not much of a plot to it, except I think the funniest thing is imagine like you're in your own home and you have to take a dump in a
It's
paper
horror.
or even
It's
a
an
pot.
absolute horror.
Well, everybody had one bathroom. That's what kind of sucked, you know?
That's
It's not like
right.
you had two bathrooms for fuck's
I
sake.
remember
That's
like
right.
when we went to Purchase, I remember coming back from Purchase, taking that bus that we used to get from school. And it would drop us off in Washington Square Park, and I remember like hauling ass down the Thompson Street as fast as I could, getting like I got the key in the door, and my roommate at the time, Sasha, was living there, and of course she's in the bathroom.
Yep,
It's like
of course.
it's always the case, you know.
Yep.
Now we're lucky and rich.
Everybody
That is
has
the
two
way.
bathrooms now. Now everyone's a winner. Luxury.
I mean, you have two bathrooms. I don't.
Luxury.
I say that is the life right there. you
So
know?
Carrie
Yeah.
wrote,
Well, you too can live in luxury if
In
you move to Florida.
Yeah,
If I move to
Anybody
Florida,
can
that's
be,
true.
like living the life of luxury if they choose to live in
Hell,
sadness.
Florida is an entire bathroom itself.
Yes,
So it's like
it is. So it's all good. All
It's
good.
all good.
so let me, Carrie wrote, I lived in a huge loft meant for commercial use, but illegally rented out to us. I love stories that begin like that. Some guy just moved in once as we had a lot of unused rooms. Everybody thought someone else had approved him. Oh boy.
Yeah.
How long did he
Commercial
stay?
space? Yeah.
Wait, is this
Did he
Carrie
stay
one?
very
Can we get
long,
Carrie up
like-
on the video?
Yeah, I
That
tried. I
sounds like a
sent her a
crazy
link, so
scene.
hopefully she sees the link. Carrie,
Oh,
I sent
okay,
you a
cool.
link on Facebook, so hopefully you'll see it and come in.
That
But
would
yeah,
be really wild. Like, oh, there's just a dude here now.
yeah.
yeah.
But to me, that's the stuff of great stories, with the
Oh, it
unknown.
absolutely
like,
is. Those are all the best
stranger.
times. Also,
Dude,
it's
Absolutely.
just like, what is happening?
Dude, all
Yeah,
my
what's-
favorite, my
what's
best
gonna
stories
happen?
come from all the stupid jobs I had. Like,
Totally.
all
Well,
the,
wait, who was the wooden man?
he was Jim.
Yeah.
Jim. He was actually staying with. He was renting a
Who?
room from Jane.
Jim who?
Jim. I don't remember his last name.
So
he
the
was a
co
friend
he was
of
a he
friend.
wasn't a coworker.
He wasn't a coworker. He was renting a room at Jane's house at the time, my ex-wife, and
Jane.
and he was yeah, he was like a carpenter, and that motherfucker busted out with he left us with like a 500. He was going he was dating some chick in Vermont who was like in her 20s. He was old, man. It was really creepy. It was really creepy.
So how did he
Yeah,
know
well, thanks,
to
Drew.
go there?
Thank you.
Well, look, I didn't. I'm sorry.
He's sorry. He
It's
feels
like, what,
bad.
30 years later, you
30
finally got
years
that
later, he's
apology?
like, I'm sorry.
But didn't he would bust out with shit like, I really like James Brown. And didn't you ask him like what kind of ice cream he liked? And he literally said vanilla. Or
Vanilla.
some shit.
My
Vanilla.
favorite flavor.
I
Yeah.
love vanilla.
Now wait, Dean, do we know the person who had this explosion in Bob Fingerman's house?
So we don't know the person that had the explosion, and it wasn't Bob Fingerman's house. It was Bob Fingerman's friend, who's a really great illustrator, cartoonist. But yeah, I don't want to give away his whatever. It's his story.
I understand.
But you don't know him. You do not know him.
I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know the person who was drunk.
He was
No,
drunk.
you don't know that person either. I don't know that
I was
person.
like, wait a minute. I had a sudden freak out, and I was like, do I know the person who was drunk?
Oh, did you think you knew who it was?
Yes. Just because
I mean,
was
do you have a
thinking, like,
story? You can tell a story.
no, I don't have a story. I don't have a story. No stories. No.
Oh, Steven's correct. If there's ever a night we needed Vito's toilet. Right?
Apparently,
Oh,
it's
my
like
Lord.
freaking out in like upstate New York. Like Western New York is like losing power, and they have like
70
winds
miles
of
per
like
hour.
79 miles an hour or something
Oh,
crazy is going on
Well,
up there.
I drove along
It's
I-80.
insane. Like,
It's really
I was
windy.
gonna say, I biked. I was at the where I do the Red Hook comic strip for the Red Hook Star
Yeah.
Review,
Yeah.
and I went to the office. They had a little party there right before I came and biked back here. And I'm 58 years old, and I've been biking all my life, and biking the equivalent of like 20 blocks, city blocks, let's say. I almost died like 9 times because the wind blew my bike into
Yeah.
traffic.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah. That's no joke, man.
no. Hey, Carrie, how you doing?
Hello. Doing
Hey.
good.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi.
We're talking about the wind right now, how it is brutal out there. It's actually insane. I've never experienced this. I've experienced strong winds,
Yeah.
but this is kind of apocalyptic right now. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. So everyone be careful out there. I don't
I
know.
think it's an Arctic cyclone.
But where is it? It's only in New York? Is it happening everywhere?
Well,
right
it
now?
No,
came
'cause-
through here like it was like 65 degrees yesterday. Today it's 23 in Columbus.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah,
be down
my
here
my
too.
family is up in like Western New York, so I'm from
Right.
Buffalo, so I was talking to my mom, and she was
It's
like,
probably super freezing right now. It's,
"Yeah,
Yeah.
she said it's really
It's
bad,"
supposed to get cold here. It's supposed to get down in the 30s here.
which is crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If you didn't see Steve's comment, I'll put it back up. I had to drive through where Steve lives, like through Dubois and Clearfield. So I actually experienced this driving today. So yeah, 65 miles per hour winds was not fun.
Yeah,
It is
I can
crazy.
imagine. That's terrifying.
like in a cartoon where you can be pedaling but not moving the bike. That
Yeah.
happened to me like a half hour ago.
That was
We
really
stopped at one point to go. I had to use the rest stop, and as I was coming back, I see Michelle like doubled over in laughter in the front seat. I'm like, "What's so funny?" And Sadie's laughing in the back seat. I was like, "What happened?" She goes, "That lady right next to us literally flew up in the air."
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's a
thank
Wizard of
God she
Oz,
made
man.
it to the toilet.
We
Yeah,
get
they
that
have
in
separate
Nebraska
toilets
really
at those
bad
stops.
At least
too.
those toilets at rest stops.
You
I'm
get
sorry.
that in Nebraska. You're in Nebraska, right, Carrie?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I live in Lincoln and we're plains for one thing, so there is nothing to stop
Oh
the
my God.
wind.
Yeah.
And in Lincoln, the way the buildings are in downtown, it's like wind tunnels.
Totally.
And this is my hair. It goes, it's
Whoa.
3.5, 4 feet long, right?
Oh
You
my
well, you've seen
God.
it in person. And
No,
so
I
like
know,
my
but I've never
hair will
seen it
make
like
it around
that.
yeah, it'll make it around the corner before I do if I'm out walking. But I've had the thing that you were just talking about. I've been on a bicycle and the wind was blowing against me. And I'm like going down, like I said, we don't have hills, but like a slant kind of.
Right.
And I was like standing up on a mountain bike trying to pedal and like
Yep.
get to work. I'm like, I can't move the bike.
No, it's
It's
insane
blowing me
because
backwards.
it's scary, but it's also like funny because you feel like you're in a cartoon all of a sudden, like what just happened. Hey, Vito, is Steven able to get on
Let me see. I'll send him a
Up in-
link. Let's see if I can get him in. Steve, you available? I'm going to send you a link.
We'll send you a link to see your lovely face.
Bigger way.
So Carrie, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a great like 2 week kind of broken up a little bit vacation, but I've had arthritis and like we went down. My mom gets these casino trips to Laughlin, Nevada through Caesars, and it's like between 50 and $100, and 2 of us get a round trip flight and like 4 nights at the hotel.
Oh my
And
God.
so why wouldn't you? Like, geez,
Do you
there's a
gamble?
blizzard here.
Just-
Yeah,
Do you gamble?
sometimes.
You just walk around and check out the spectacle?
Well, like when we first get there, we gamble, but then like we'll just rent a car and go to like Death Valley, Sedona. Recently we were in this last time around we went to Oatman, and it's this old deserted mining town, and it's
Right.
full of like donkeys. Like they just packed up and left, and they left all these donkeys, and they're like
Right.
hundreds of donkeys that are wandering around the desert there. But there are some tame ones from the main herd. And so you buy donkey food and you go around, and donkeys are vicious little bastards.
Ah,
Like,
They
like
are.
I I was, you feed them and they kind of follow you. And I was sitting down and I'd gotten my sister a present and I had it in a plastic bag and this donkey started going for it. And I was like trying to stick it in my hoodie so that it couldn't get to it. And it like just bit down on the end of that. And my shirt, I was wearing a Pranky shirt from Ghost Machine. And my mom finally just grabs it because she used to have horses and like closes its nostrils and holds it down and lets go. But it ripped this big hole in my shirt and stuff.
Oh boy.
But the weather down there was great. The only thing that sucks is like it's daylight savings time. And so you're in Nevada and Arizona is right across the Colorado River. And you're on the
There it is.
Colorado River. So depending on what room we're in the hotel, like my Kindle never reset itself. So I had Nebraska time there the whole time. My Fitbit would say one time and my phone would say another time, and we never knew when we were. But we didn't have anything important going on, and the
it
weather
didn't seem
was
to matter.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
It's like a Chicago song.
Carrie, I wanted to Ivy, aka Val. Is that okay, Val? That I
Of course,
expose your real
fine.
name? Carrie, you guys got to get to know each other because I think you have similar interests. Val is super smart and knows a lot about like a lot of the movies that we like, kind of thing. And Carrie is like a super fan of Exorcist 3. And I feel like you guys could do a whole show just about talking about Exorcist 3.
Absolutely.
And everything adjacent to that,
Oh yeah, totally. I love
If
talking about it. I never shut up, so
she never shuts up. So.
If you need, I have a copy of one of the versions of it that's been passed around at cons that was like the director's cut before they really released the director's cut. So it cuts out all of the Jason Miller parts, all the Father Morning parts, and adds in a bunch of scenes that weren't released when it came out. So I can
and I think I have claimed.
Great.
There was
I think I stated, Carrie, that I prefer. Wait, Val, have you seen that version?
I think I have, because there was a guy that used to share extended cuts and like re-edited fan cuts of horror films online, and I'm blanking on his name right now. Blah, blah, blah. But he was pretty prolific, especially where horror was concerned, and especially where The Exorcist was concerned. So I'm wondering if I had also possibly have also seen this cut, because I also have like a massive, like I probably have like 10,000 movies like on hard drive. Like we have a gajillion movies, you know what I mean? Like
you guys can literally talk about like watch a horror film or two and talk about it once a week for the fun of it.
Oh, yeah.
I keep trying to encourage Val to put herself out there more often because she's like got a really great point of view and interesting thoughts on stuff, as do you, Carrie. And that might be fun to whatever have her on once or something, like or on one of your podcasts and talk turkey about this kind of stuff,
Oh,
so,
yeah,
and I will state for the record, I like the theatrical cut better than the director's cut.
Yeah, and I get it.
Fair.
I love Brad Dourif, and seeing like Jason Miller, who showed up drunk every day, take half of his lines, and just, in my opinion, it was like, okay, I would go for the theatrical cut if you had left Brad in alone. I didn't see this reason for switching between them. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And the exorcism is good. Like that was a good scene. It had nothing to do with Legion, which is right here. But it doesn't follow the book. They're like, well, instead of just the Trinity of Faith, we're going to make this an Exorcist movie because it's a franchise.
Well, people want to go see an
I
Exorcist
feel kind of
movie.
bad for William Peter Blatty, because I think he sort of always got messed with what he actually wanted to do and what other people wanted him to do are kind of two different things. And I think he ended up getting a pretty fair shake in the end with The Exorcist in particular, So I think, and I love Ninth Configuration also. I think is like
I was just gonna say Twinkle Twinkle Color Cane. Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite movies. Is really
none of this.
You don't know any of this stuff, right, Vito? Vito, you got to check these movies out. They're pretty fucking awesome. In fact, we have a movie we're going to talk about tonight that I don't know if everybody's seen, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, I do want to say that I did watch 2 Christmas movies a couple of days ago. The first one was Batman Returns, which 52-year-old me would have words with 18-year-old me or however old I was when it came out, because it out and out sucks.
Oh, really? The Penguin movie?
Yeah, it's
People love that movie. I haven't
That's
seen
Yeah.
my
it.
favorite one.
it's awful. Like
Really?
the only redeeming factors of that movie are Michael Keaton, obviously. Like he's just a little too aloof in the movie, and Michelle Pfeiffer is fantastic. It's
She
just
is,
way too much going on. Like it's just a lot.
Oh.
Just
Wait,
Sorry,
isn't
very
Christopher
quickly-
Walken's in that? Sorry.
I feel so bad. Can I just ask, could someone send this link to Drew's Facebook so that I don't have to hold this phone? Like,
Yeah.
Like this?
Wait, how do you do? Can you write in the comments?
in the chat, his username?
Or yeah, so that because Vito's doing this,
yeah.
Okay.
not me.
I will do that. I'm so sorry for breaking the.
Of course.
I'm sorry.
Of course. Hey
And
Steve,
then-
what's
I
up,
wanted
man?
to say
Nothing,
one last
man.
thing.
Oh wait,
Go ahead, Carrie, what was that?
nothing. Hold that nothing thought. Carrie, you were gonna say something.
Oh, yeah, no, the one last thing about having them watch the Ninth Configuration, because you'd mentioned it, and it was like, I keep forgetting to watch that. And so I went and watched it, and now I'm watching St. Elsewhere because I need to get my Ed Flanders fix.
Oh,
He's
that's
so
hilarious.
good. He's so good. I
But
love
wait,
him.
Carrie, you've never seen?
Amazing.
He's awesome.
You've never
and
seen
he's
the Ninth
awesome
Configuration?
in Exorcist 3.
I've seen
He's
it now.
So
Yeah, I love
freaking
it.
Good.
It's
It's
great.
ridiculous. He's
I-
so good.
And then I read about his life more, and I was just like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know anything
What?
about his life.
He died like 60 as a miserable divorced alcoholic.
Really sad.
That, yeah, just young
Hmm.
and just miserable. It was just terrible.
Yeah,
like-
it's not a happy story. He does not have a happy story.
But he's a hell
Well,
of an actor. He
I
was.
was gonna
you know.
say he
He's
put it
excellent.
in his acting or somehow. I mean, him and George C. Scott. Vito, you've never seen Tom, Steve, you ever seen Exorcist 3?
I've never
Yeah.
watched any of the Exorcist.
Oh yeah, I've seen
It's-
them all.
Really?
You like him? You like
Oh,
3?
I'm good.
I
I saw the
like
first one.
3. The one of the two of the they went back and did the beginning. One of them I saw in the theater, and it was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
What, 1?
Hmm.
No, it was like it was years later. They did the thing. It was like a prequel, and it was like
Oh, you mean like
World War
recently, more
II,
recently.
and
Or
yeah,
more recently. Yeah, I don't think I saw the prequel. Oh, wait, what's her name is in it? The mom from 1.
Yeah, that was really
You're
not a
in.
good movie.
No,
yeah, it
I-
wasn't a good movie, but it was just so disturbing.
Right. Well, yes. I mean, as horror films can be.
Right, exactly. I just got a question real quick. Ninth configuration.
Ivy or Val, you're gonna have to kill one of you're in the room with the
Yeah.
Doug. It's there we go. All right, thank you. And clean your screen, God damn it, with that beard oil. Jesus Christ.
Is
Sorry,
the
I
ninth
know, like, I
configuration
knew that
a
was gonna
movie?
happen.
I'm not
really sorry.
familiar.
Be right back.
Sorry, Steve.
Yes.
It is. Thank you, Carrie.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
what did you say?
He was asking about the Ninth Configuration. It was also called Twinkle. Wasn't it Twinkle Twinkle
Twinkle Twinkle
Kane?
Killer Kane was the original title. I think that's the book title. It's a better title. I don't
That's how
like
I
the
saw
ninth
it.
configuration.
At the
But
drive-in.
whatever.
I love it. It's such a good movie. I like it. This is a movie that I could watch like every other day and be totally happy. I have like
That's
these
great.
weird like semi-autistic actual like obsessions where I'm just like, I'm gonna watch this movie again. I can watch.
Oh.
There are some
Maybe
movies
that's
that I've
enough,
probably
always.
seen like 100 times just because it's like, oh, I want to watch that again.
Sure.
I have
I like
I
the
get
joke-
very obsessive and like hyper, very fixated on stuff. But it's a great movie. So what's
That's
not?
why I
And
always,
actually, we're
I
talking
always
about
joke-
the ninth configuration, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has. I told this story before, I think, on this podcast. But when the first time I met Frank Miller, when I was walking with Larry, and we were on like 14th Street or whatever, on the west side of Manhattan, and Larry's like, "Oh, Frank, hey, what's up?" And Frank's like, "Larry," and I get to meet him, and he was telling us about this incredible movie he saw called The Ninth Configuration. And he was talking about how great the violence was in the bar scene. And whenever I read a Frank Miller comic with a fight scene, I always think about the bar scene fight
Yeah.
from the ninth configuration, which
Yeah.
Steve, you have not seen, and Vito, you've not seen.
I
and
have
probably
not,
not
no.
Tom. It's great.
Huh.
And it's so, it has a lot of layers to it, you know, but it's also super dramatic and cheesy, but in the best way, you know.
Sure.
And William Peter Blatty is such a good director. He also directed one of the scariest moments in cinematic history
Ever.
in Exorcist 3. And it's so simple, and it's a fucking zoom shot.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Which
It's
is,
brilliant.
people don't do zoom shots anymore.
Everybody knows what you're talking about
yeah.
when you say that shot. Everybody
That shot.
knows instantly, like what you're talking about.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy. He's a really weird, interesting dude. Like, he was so clearly, like, not afraid to, like, put it out there that he was, like, struggling with faith, which I think is such a very odd and interesting thing also, to be, like, working in Hollywood and just being sort of blatantly like, let's talk about faith. I mean, honestly, that's at the heart of the ninth configuration. It is literally about, like, you know, do you love God? Does God love you?
Absolutely.
Which is, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because it's very.
And who's the star? The name of the guy in the ninth configuration, the star.
Is Stacy Keach is the guy who plays.
So, right. So I'm at a table reading for Bored to Death season 3, and Stacy Keach is playing, I believe, Jason Schwartzman's father. And they do the reading, and I go up to Stacy Keach, and I go, the ninth configuration. And he looks at me like, what, you know, like, how the hell do you know about that movie? Because nobody talks about that movie ever. You know?
He's so cool. He lives in
and we had a little conversation about it, and he's like, I loved that so much.
You brought up End of the Road.
Saw it. It was awesome.
The Aaron Mavakian movie.
Right?
So
you know,
going back to my 2 Christmas movies,
Yeah.
Returns.
Sorry.
Not so much. No. It's good. It's all conversation. I rewatched It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, classic.
Cried for the first time.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Like, just like,
because you feel like it's your age.
Yeah, I think so. Like, it was all too prescient, you know, with Potter is definitely Trump. And like, you can see like the arguments, you know, like where they're talking about the people in town, you know, like how they were from the slums and you know, like that's all they're ever going to be. So they're just better off just, you know, going with Potter. And that's why George continues his dad's business, which is great. But like, as corny as like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, I was sitting there just like, whoa, like what's going on here?
I've loved that
so many times, and I was just like taken.
That happens with me with in Wings of Desire. That whole scene when they're walking through the train and that's really heavy. That whole part when the angels are like, you know, people are struggling with shit and they're going through whatever stuff is in their head and you know the angel will just come over and put their arms around them and like then
they like go past them.
It'll be okay.
Yeah,
I think it'll be all right. And it's like, wow, man, that's really cool.
I absolutely adore being moved by any kind of media, whether it be a comic, movie, music. Mostly does it. You know, like there's this term called frisson or something that whenever somebody hears music, they get goosebumps, and like it happens almost every other song that I'm listening to. Like I have a connection with, you know, music or something. But like I just love being moved by media, you know, like I think that's the reason why I got into doing any of this anyway.
That's what I think what art is supposed to do, basically, right? I mean, if you're not touched in some way by art and it doesn't make you feel, then it's almost like.
But I will say, like, it's good to get movement, but also a bowel movement sometimes.
I knew it. Because of toilets.
Hold on.
What about toilets?
Full circle.
If you don't have them.
While my phone, my watch is charging, I can tell you that train wasn't late.
There was a video I was watching.
But I will say this though, as creators, and we have some creators on here, there is a super pressure to make something meaningful, you know, with everything you make, and that's not possible. You know, it's impossible.
No,
and actually, the hardest thing to do is to make something that will ultimately move you and make you cry or whatever. You know, and like you can't do that every time, or even one time in your life. But I think it's a goal to strive for.
For sure.
You know.
You mean you're
Harry,
not
you were about to,
like write like trashy, hot like drawer porn that you don't show to anybody else in your life, and you just kind of shove it in there, and then like that's you. Okay.
Hey, I think that's so valid, that kind of stuff, and I'll tell you why. I know you're semi joking, and that's something that I
No,
do too.
not.
But no, but what I'm saying is, but also levity is important. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so maybe you don't make somebody cry, but can you make someone smile and laugh?
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
all
Like,
that stuff. Any feeling. I mean, I'm not just talking about like your
yeah,
meat
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or fucking, you know, slobbering into your sleeve. I feeling. You should feel. You know, it's good to
Feel
feel.
something. Yeah.
Because the world has a sort of deadening effect on you. You know what I mean? Like living in the world is sort of wearing and it can beat you down. So it's good to have
Yeah.
art that like you can laugh or fucking even just smiling sometimes these days is good enough, you know?
Absolutely.
Harry,
Or-
you were about
or-
to say something. I think.
Oh, I was just gonna play off of Dean. When he threw out the bowel movement thing, it's just so weird that you said that, talking about feeling, because I saw this reel a while ago. This guy on Rena Stuff on Facebook, and he was talking about how his cat, whenever it goes to the bathroom, like runs hysterically around the house, and he like checked with his vet about it because he was like, "Is there something wrong with him?" And he was like, "No, it's a condition, and humans have it too. It's called fecal euphoria. So when you have a really good value, you get like really excited and energized and stuff." And I was just like, well, that's something new.
Is that the same
You
as
know?
You know, you're helping me finally. I could not figure out how to describe Tom's face, but when you said fecal euphoria,
So
Don't do
why?
that.
So yeah, so that's real. That's real. That's something that happens.
actually,
Wow.
I love it.
That's
I
why I was
love
always jealous of people who had foot fetishes because it's like there's feet everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
like,
so
like,
easy. Life
wow,
is
I
so
get off on
easy for
feet,
you.
You know, it's like I get off on doorknobs. You know, it's like
Smoking, you know.
smoking.
Doorknobs.
Smoking.
Greatest thing I've ever heard.
Those are lazy people. Those people are lazy. You got to
Yeah.
find the
Yeah,
stuff
but
that's
you don't
hard
have to
to.
work for it.
I know, right?
You don't have to work for it.
They don't have to work for nothing.
Horrible fantasy in their head that nobody you don't even want to.
Yo, Steve, what's up with your Popeye arm? What are you trying to flex or something? What's
No,
going on?
no, no. It's just the way I'm leaning against the table.
All right. What are you gonna put
So
a
hi,
tattoo
Steve.
on
Nice
that?
to meet you. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Carrie. Hi,
Hi.
Val and Drew. Hi, Tom.
Sorry, hello.
So, Dean, do you want to talk about the movie that might
right,
have
so-
spoilers here?
So real quick, guys, we watched a movie Eddington, where Vito liked it less than I did, although I had my criticisms of it a little bit, not much. But then the parallel, like, we have Vito X DINO, Eddington X would be, I
Wait, was
believe,
that
one
Ari
battle
Aster?
after Ari
Yes.
Aster, yeah.
Okay, that was his new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I actually liked, and so I watched that, and then I watched One Battle After Another, the P.T. Anderson movie, which I really loved, and I loved it, and it's really well made. But I told Vito, Eddington is the movie that made me think more about. After I saw the movie, I thought more about Eddington than I did about One Battle After Another. So Vito, you watched One Battle After Another, so let's hear your thoughts real quickly. And by the way, please, everyone else can share if they have seen either movie or both.
Have not.
Yeah.
But
So
No. Yeah.
what had happened was I started watching it, and it was very fast paced to kind of catch you up on the characters, very early on. And I thought, wow, what a departure for Anderson. He doesn't do things like this. He doesn't usually move fast. He kind of sits with the person, and you kind of learn who they are just by maybe osmosis, maybe by how other people perceive that person. But you're in it with DiCaprio's character and a couple of the other characters, and it just, like, before the title even comes up, it's just such an uneasy pace for him, at least from Licorice Pizza was like super slow, you know what I mean? And I really enjoyed it. And I was just watching this going, this doesn't feel like a P.T. Anderson movie. And then the credits come on, or the opening title, I should say. And then it all kind of like settles, and it all kind of like, makes, like all the connections and all of the relationships start making a little more sense. And you're like, this is a P.T. Anderson movie. Like, it's all in the relationships. And I just absolutely, like, when there was tension, like there's a very tense scene where they are dealing with migrants, and like an ice raid, and it is one of the most tense scenes. And it felt like, to me, it felt like the scene in Boogie Nights when they were at
the drug dealer's house.
Rayhan's house, and like just that tension. And the weird thing is that the tension in Boogie Nights, it's all silent and still, and you're just you're hearing the firecrackers popping, Jesse's girl, and you're just watching reactions. But in this, it's all moving. It's just constantly moving, and like you're just like, oh my god, like could everybody stop moving for a second? Because like I'm getting anxious, and it's just like it just gripped me at that point. And like you could have done anything in that movie at that, like right after that, and I would have been on board no matter what.
But then without spoiling, he follows it up later on.
Yeah.
With a car chase over a very hilly road that I've never seen before.
It's shot. What's weird is like usually when you see a car chase, it's shot from a dolly cam, like either on top or on the side. But this camera is literally
in the windshield of a car.
Yeah,
it's like it's almost like in a roller coaster.
It's the weirdest feeling in the world, but it was amazing. Like I just thought that like the things that he dared to do in this, like to actually say something about America, even, I think totally this thing has to win an Oscar next year. Has to.
No, it's really good. And also Sean Penn, bravo for how disgusting he is. Like, I think Val and Carrie, I think you might want to give him an award for how he behaves. But I will say there was something about Eddington, like that movie. I felt when One Battle After Another ended, I got the movie. I was good. I was done. It made sense. It was all there. Eddington, I'm like, what? Like, and again, it ends in a way where like it can ask more questions, and it ends, in a place. But I don't know why that one bothered me more. Does that make sense?
Eddington has a resonance to it that because some of the characters have odd endings. They're very open-ended. There's a character in there that's very much like Kyle Rittenhouse, the kid that shot a protester, even though he was from another city or another state or something. It's like he came to that, but like the character's not quite like that, but he has that kind of media cachet at the end of the movie. So you can see that like his trajectory is going a certain way, and you're kind of interested in like, oh, where is this going with that character? Whereas with One Battle After Another, it resolves the story. But I feel like after watching One Battle After Another, all I wanted to do is watch it again. Like Eddington, I feel like I got it. We had the opposite reactions to both movies. Like you were willing to watch Eddington and study it, and I was like willing to watch One Battle and just maybe look for the stuff that I missed, like cinematically. Like I was just hooked by the story.
Are you both?
Now that I have some time to think about it really quick, and then I want to hear Val real quick, was that Eddington also has a moment that I'll call the Scarface moment. And I'm talking about Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a thing in toward the end of Scarface that happens that you're just like, holy shit. And that happens in Eddington. And it does feel like, what just happened? Why is this happening? Like, and I think whereas One Battle After Another feels like that should happen next. And this is whereas Eddington like surprised me, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always I think Ari Aster as a director is really amazingly adept at creating moments that are a sort of like unendingly ambiguous that continue long after the film has ended. So there is never any closure in these films ever. Like I don't know if you've ever seen his shorts. He made some really insane shorts when he was still in film school, and he is a master of like a sort of psychic unease that is really kind of, for me, when I watch his films, it's like I'm sitting through like someone's psychiatry, like they're literally having like they're showing you the actual like way that a nervous breakdown plays out. Like in Hereditary, the mother is sure there's a possession happening, but what's really happening is that the mother is psychotic and she's a horrific type of mother that some of us know really well, and it's a very horrifying movie for that reason, because it's perfect, and it never ends. The movie doesn't end. It doesn't stop being horrifying just because the movie's over. And I think he's really good with that. And I would ask you, Dean, like, was that in a way what you liked about Eddington? Did it have that feel, that sort of?
I absolutely, and it even it tries to tie up like something that's supposedly happening, and basically it's two there's a sheriff and a guy who's mayor who's rerunning for mayor, and the sheriff's like, fuck it, I'm going to run for mayor, and it's like mask versus anti-masking and that kind of stuff to make it all relevant and put it in a certain place, but it also becomes other stuff that's insane, like that, and then it becomes Antifa, and you're like, and then there's also Austin Butler shows up, and he's like Jim Morrison of the Doors or something, like
he's like a faith healer kind of
healer, and like so. Whereas One Battle After Another makes complete sense, even with some fun characterization. I mean, Sean Penn, spoiler, he is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, at some point. Like he becomes the Terminator,
right?
And you're like, what is who? And it's just fun.
Right. What is that?
There's a lot of bravura filmmaking, but with Ari Aster, and it's funny because I'm not a big fan of Midsommar, and I haven't seen Beau is Afraid.
I like Midsommar.
I like Midsommar. I like Hereditary much more. Hereditary is really horrifying to me on a number of levels.
Yeah, that movie really freaked me out.
And also, he did a film called I'm gonna get the title wrong. There's something about the Johnsons, or there's something wrong with the Johnsons, or something like this, and it's about
a short.
It's a short he did, and it's about this family where the son has been raping his father since he was a kid.
What?
It's insane.
Wow.
It's insane, and it just is so horrific, and the it's horrific, and he's really comfortable in that place, which is nuts.
No, it's nuts.
And he's like, you're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna make you feel real unhappy, but you're gonna enjoy it anyhow, and that's really twisted. But I think he's a brilliant filmmaker.
I haven't seen it, but it says a strange thing about the Johnsons.
Yeah, that's it.
Wanted to check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You had that weird thing that happened at the end of the movie. That happened in the middle of the movie. With,
oh wow!
When the girls, the accident.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. My Hereditary.
Jarred me so
the accident
much. I was
happens.
like, what the fuck?
And you keep thinking, wait, the movie. I thought the movie was about her, and you're like, no, it's not.
No.
I was actually
exactly.
I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, this is retarded. I was like, really.
Yeah.
The thing that I loved, I loved it so much, because also there's that moment where the son is in his room, and we were watching this, I swear to God, in the dark, and I was like, she's in the fucking corner.
That shit was.
I was flipping out because I was like, it's my mother. Like, that's my mother. That's my mother.
Every time I got up at night,
and it was just fucked. I was like, I can't believe he's doing this. This is terrifying. It was just pushing every button that you like. I was like,
So then he does something in the movie that I've never seen ever, and is impossible.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like,
insane! It's insane.
No,
where's this coming from?
So I'm gonna get up and grab a drink, but to just get everybody started, since this is like our last actual episode of 2025, let's just start going and saying things that we liked about, like, things that we liked this year, like movies, music, comics, especially. Tom, what was your favorite movie this year, or your favorite book that you read, or your favorite comic, or whatever? And I'll be ready.
Right now I'm halfway through Canon, which is what is currently holding up my iPad.
That's not the Wally Wood strip from back in the.
No, it's from I have that, but it's not that. It's from Drawn and Quarterly. It's about, let me look over here. It's by Lee Lay. Their last book was I think called Stone Fruit.
And this is new, like more recent.
It's new. It came out this year. Anders Nielsen's Tongues got collected. That was great. I loved Absolute Batman.
I've heard good things. I have not cared for an instant to pick it up, but like I hear good things about Absolute Batman. And you said Tongues?
Tongues, yeah.
That's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah.
But that's like 5 minutes ago.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman was good too. I kind of wish that was the regular like continuity. Because I never had like a really satisfying like Wonder Woman run of anything that I liked. Paul Pope's THB finally got collected and published. That was cool. Turnstile put out a great record. It kind of sounds like the Police did like a hardcore album. Trying to think movies. Weapons was okay. Bring Her Back. I think that's what it was called. Same person that did, I think, Barbarian.
Wait.
Maybe?
Well, that
Yeah,
would be Weapons. That's
The
Weapons.
same dude that.
Oh no, that's what I'm getting confused. Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, Talk to Me. That was the last one that director did, and that one's good too. But I like that one better than Weapons. Bring Her Back. It's a real spooky pagan type of horror. I think that's it.
Nice. Drew, what did you get this year?
I loved 28 years later.
No,
I'm
you
kidding.
didn't.
I'm kidding. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to
I can only take your word for
We're
it. man.
hypercritical. So anything
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now we're scrolling through everything. Anything that I like that we have liked is old.
Yeah,
I'm
just trying to think of-
massively critical.
I
Like
think the
I just
last
saw
good mo-
Perdita Durango,
That was
which is a
cool.
great
That's a cool
movie.
Um,
But that's 20 years old, 30 years old, you know.
oh, man.
But it's new to you.
It's new to
Yeah.
me. I just
There
saw
you
it this
go.
year. We were listening to a band that we like. Drew
just-
is actually
I just discovered a band that's old now, but
now they're old,
I
but
actually like this band Wet Leg. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
Wet
Wet
Leg's
Leg.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You're not
one's
that old.
solid.
You're not that old.
Yeah.
I have been ignoring them for all these
she's
years,
really,
but
really
and I was
cute.
like, wow, I really
She's
like
like
the song,
stunningly
and
cute.
I like the
You
song
know,
Pokemon, and I like
I like the song. What's
you
the
like
song?
Chase Long.
Yes,
You know,
that long. That's a great song.
that was their
That's
big.
a good song. That's a good
Catch
song.
great.
This is pretty
That was a
good.
big hit.
It's great.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of but there was this other, what was I listening to musically? That's my thing, is mostly listening to music. I think we don't watch a lot of movies.
I do.
I mean, Valerie does. But a ton of
Vito,
movies.
it was Drew. It was Vito. It was Drew that turned me on to Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh, really?
Yep, and a lot of that kind of funk
I have
music and
thought.
whatnot.
Sorry,
So
Oh, what is it?
I
what?
just saw something that I have to get for you, Dean, for Christmas. It's so awesome.
Okay.
It's so awesome. It's crazy. My
I'm
mind
here.
was blown.
I'm here.
We saw that we
Excellent.
did see the Godzilla movie. The Jeff,
I love Godzilla minus one.
I thought that was a good movie.
That's like I was freaking.
That was good. I like the other one too.
I cried. I cried at that movie like 3 times. I was crying. I was like, "What the hell?" I'm like, I'm a
Good.
sap now. I'm a total like anything
Good.
like makes me cry now, which I love because I used to be like this very like awful human being, but I'm very sentimental now, which is like totally weird, but I love it, and it's like it's super fun. I'm like totally like into all this stuff that I'm like, oh god, you know.
Every day you're like, what can I cry about tonight?
Exactly. It was very exciting. I just watch mostly old stuff. Like I rewatch Dark Shadows all the time. I really love Dark Shadows a lot. It's on everything, but I have it also, so I watch it a lot. I started watching Port Charles again. I love soap operas, like old soap
funny.
operas,
That's
which is really
still
weird.
on.
It's not, but you can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's like if you were like, I cannot
I
stop
loved it back
watching
in
it. Kelly Monaco is so cute. She's so freaking cute. And it's like I watched it mostly for her because she was so cute. It's like I know that all these girls were like, but the guy playing the vampire is so hot. And I'm like, but look at how cute Kelly Monaco is. She's so freaking adorable. She's a little cutie. And I don't know. I'm just like, I think right now I'm like looking at a lot of old stuff. I read old photo play magazines that you can look at on like archive.org. Like I'm very like in a weird like nostalgia phase.
But you also love vintage stuff, and like
yeah.
you have a great couple of paintings, like nude. I forget the name of the
I have like
artist.
nude lady paintings that are like very old and like sort of stylized and stuff. I just like that stuff in general, but I also am just feeling like a real I'm just in a very like way back phase right now. So all the stuff that I'm enjoying is really just pretty old and like I don't know, favorite movie like Venus and Furs, a Jess Franco movie.
Yeah, we watched
that's
that,
my
like,
favorite
3
movie right now.
times last year. Yeah.
Probably more.
Carrie, I'm telling you, if you have room, I would love for you to invite Val, and Drew's
Oh.
allowed to hang out too. But
Absolutely. I have the Owl Light network, and we just reset our schedule for the upcoming year. And we have like every other Thursday we watch Tomb of the Terrible, these really shitty horror movies, and review them, and it's super fun. But I also we have a show called Padded Cell where we just grab people and all hang out and chat. I do interview shows and stuff. So you and I are going to have to be best friends because I already have like a list of things I'm going to talk to you about.
I would love to. That would be awesome.
But yeah,
I'll make sure you connect. All right.
Yeah, this is Ratatosker. He hangs out on all of my podcasts, but this isn't my podcast, so he can like. I automatically have my hand in him, but I'm not trying to do all of the like intense stares and stuff. Okay, sit down. I can drink. I can use both my hands. It's weird to be on camera without having my hand inside a squirrel.
Steve, man, what did you like? Or just a couple of things, whatever.
I mean, comics, the first thing I'm going to go to, I think it was the best comic this year, was the Rom V New Gods. Just amazing book. 12 issues. I really hope they're going to do a second volume of it because I think there's a lot more story to tell there. Music's such a tough one for me because I'm so all over the place, but I got reacquainted. I went to see Morrissey back in September in Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
We got reacquainted with the Smiths and Morrissey.
So awesome.
Yeah, I forgot how much just good music there was there.
He showed up.
So I started listening to them a lot. Movies, I mean, Sinners, is that the right movie?
Yeah,
that's a movie.
Yes, that was a good one.
I mean, that was probably the movie of the year. One of them anyway. I'm writing down all this stuff that we've been talking about. I have wanted to see One Battle After Another. I'm not as familiar with Eddington, but I wrote it down because I'm intrigued.
Both on HBO Max. So
also watch Hereditary.
Wrote that down too.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's like, it's not new, but it was like renew to me was I went to the Andy Warhol Museum this year, and it's the first time I'd been there in almost 30 years. And like, I forgot what a cool experience that is to do in Pittsburgh that not a lot of people ever talk about.
Right.
And I mean, walking through that 7-story, 8-story building, whatever it is, I mean, it's moving in a lot of ways to see, the genius that Andy Warhol was.
And it's funny because I have never done a deep dive on Warhol. I've kind of dismissed him as like whatever, but I have to acknowledge that he made an impact. And one of the impacts he made, and I believe it was this year, if not last year, there was a show here in New York where it was Warhol X Basquiat, which is where I got inspired for the Red Hook X Dean Haspiel, Vito X DINO, and that was what I saw of it was super interesting how they collaborated or responded to each other with art, and I love that concept of being able to do that with someone else, even if it's just like 2 or 3 weeks or a day or whatever, or work on a little project because of what it brings out in you and what you offer and what the response is and what it yields,
Yeah. So and I mean, like, just some of the paintings, like the color palettes and the color choices, I mean, like everybody was talking earlier about being moved by art. I mean, it really just moved you looking at this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been all year.
That's awesome.
Very cool though.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how big are some of those canvases of his?
They're pretty large, right?
Some of them are very large.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dimensionally, I would guess some of them were. I know one had to have been at least 7 feet wide.
Wow.
If not bigger.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just how you could paint something that detailed on that big of a canvas.
Yeah.
Like I can just imagine him like standing on a ladder or, or throwing paint just at things.
For sure.
But there's a lot of cool stuff. And then you go in one room and it's nothing but these like Mylar balloons that are made to look like clouds.
Right.
It's great. It's like just you sit back and you go, you just want to ask him, what were you thinking that you created this?
Yeah.
That this is something that you came up with. But yeah, it's a cool experience. If you're ever in Pittsburgh, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to go. I think it would be really fun.
Carrie?
Yes. Yes, Dean. No, what I did, something that I did this year. Okay, I'd been doing Terrificon for the past few years. Started off with I'm on Splash Pages, and like that's our home con because they like Leo, who runs the Dorkening, who runs Splash Pages, lives like literally 10 minutes from the Mohegan Sun. So like we all meet up at his place, go there and stuff. But this year I added on. I did Planet Comic Con KC. I'm not going back there because that was way too many people for me to deal with. I'm epileptic and I had no person with me. So it was like 75,000 people. And I just kept saying hi to Colin Bunn every day and being like, hey, Colin, I'm alive. I started off, I carried in the like omnibus that they did of Harrow County that was in the slipcase and everything, 10.5 pounds. And he's like, you actually brought that? Yeah, I did. But I did a little tiny con. It's a Tri-City Con in Grand Island. And I was going there to see Phil Hester, who didn't make it because of family emergency. But then we had OCon that is Omaha Con, but it takes place in Grand Island, which is like right across the river. So it's kind of Omaha-ish. But I did my first ever panel, and it was with Phil. And I was talking to him about the silent comics because he's so good at portraying things through art, not even just with the one silent comic he did, but like in The Wretch, there was a lot that he and Andy Parks did that made it so there wasn't the need for very much dialogue. So I was like super excited about that. Camera died halfway through recording it, but that's okay because I did it. And I got like, Phil was just like, you brought slides, you interviewed, you had all these questions prepared, you kept the interview going for the whole time, and you just like ran through it. You're the most prepared interviewer that I've ever had. And I was like, this is my first panel I've ever done. So that was like a really cool thing for me. Then I did my first cosplay at Terrificon as the Coney. So it was like for Dean up there, I was just like, yes, I got this done.
That was amazing. So Carrie cosplayed one of my characters from the Red Hook, the Coney, the Red Hook's mother. And oh my God, it was perfection. And it's so weird to see like
cosplay is fun, man.
Your character realized in real space, like it's
I'll be right back.
So all right, Steve. It was kind of nuts. And like, it made me think like, what did Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko, Stanley, all those, when they would see like the cardboard box versions, before
totally.
And I will say this,
I bet they were thrilled, man. I bet they were like, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, and like, I'm not as sorry, but I'm not impressed, when someone's walking around as a stormtrooper in the actual stormtrooper costume you can buy from Star Wars.
They didn't do it. They didn't make that. They bought it.
Or Darth Vader or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're like making it, hand making it, that's the whole point.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
So that was my year in cons. And then music, I can't think of anything new that I listened to that I know is new, if that makes sense. Because I haven't had time. I read, I easily over like 700 comics because that's just what I do. I read novels, I read comics, and I write and I edit. And I have to read a certain amount of stuff for my brain to like let me shut down at night, or else I'm just like, okay, I have to read and I have to read.
Right.
And but I read a lot of great comics. I read some of the new stuff. I was super excited last year about the Ultimates, like the new Ultimate Universe that came out. 'Cause it was like, oh my God, they brought back the Maker and he's doing all this stuff. And, you know, and I honestly have not read the last 5 issues of any of it, I don't think, because I just got like, but it was so good. And then you included way too many extra things. And I'm like, I'm going to wait until it's all done and then I'll go through and read it all at once so I can just like digest everything at the same time. But the absolute stuff that came out, you saying loved it. I really like the layouts that Hayden Sherman did for Absolute Wonder Woman. Like the way that Paige was laid out was just so interesting, and it might not be the easiest to follow in reading order, but that's where the letterer comes in, you know, and
I said
makes it so you
lettering
can
will
follow.
save
So
funky ass layouts. Yeah.
yeah, but the panels, like, they made sense in the shapes that they were doing for the storyline, but the letterer saved everything. And then movies, I watched I like to joke that I've seen that, you know, The Exorcist 3 is my favorite movie. I've seen it 37 times. So many more, but you've seen the movie enough that you know what I'm talking about. It's an inside joke that we have those, us big fans. But the most recent one that I saw, I watched the Now You See Me, Now You Don't movies, because I'm usually horror, but I saw that and I was like, Jesse Eisenberg. So it's this group of the Four Horsemen, they're magicians, and they started off a while. There was Now You See Me, the Now You See Me 2, and then it just came out. It's got like Morgan Freeman, Hulk, the guy who played the Hulk in the event, Mark Ruffalo, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson is in all 3 of them, you know. And I just saw the most recent one, and I was like, I loved 1, I loved 2, because you see all the magic tricks going, you kind of see how they're doing them. And then the 3rd one, I was like so excited to see it. Seeing it is what made me watch the other 2, and it was good. It was a good movie, but it wasn't a great movie. But it leads up to they're obviously planning on doing more movies. So
Right.
whether they pass the torch on or whether they keep the characters on is going to kind of maybe change whether I want to watch the next one or not. But that was really fun. So that was
Carrie,
my
when are these
2020.
I'm sorry, when were these movies? When did they start making them as a series?
Let me check here real quick.
I think it's in the last decade, right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Really stupid because I don't.
Yeah, it was. Okay, let me pull up. Here's the film franchise. I think it was Now You See Me was 2013. Now You See Me 2 was 2016. And then they had a big
I
break.
I've never heard of them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's new to me.
There's in the second one there's this
literally about like magicians.
Yeah, they're like magicians. They're magicians who take down like the big bad corporate people. Like they'll show up and like, oh, let me pick this. Oh, we're gonna rob a safe in front of you, and then they somehow manage to do it. And people are like checking their phones. They're like, oh my God, I got a deposit. Oh my God, my money's gone. You know, and there's some real cool sleight of hand things, which obviously a lot of it's done on camera. I doubt Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg memorized doing like, I mean, they could probably palm cards. That's not very hard to do, but there's like one scene where they're in this high security thing and they have to flip something that's on a card in the second movie, like through 4 different people that are trying to get like, they're getting felled up and down and sliding it and catching on the foot, putting it in the dress, flipping it back and forth and showing their hands.
It's
And
like Rube Goldbergian magic.
it's really interesting. It's really cool to watch. The effects are great. Cool. So you got this like Robin Hood feel going on, but yeah, they're fun. And I also backed like 50 Kickstarters, and my sofa right now and my closet, I have beyond like that, there's the Amazon boxes and other things too. I have friends that put out books, and if it's an author that I care for, I go out and I buy the like lettered autographed edition, you know, and then I get the book, and then I buy the Kindle version or whatever EPUB they have as well, and I get the book, and I look at it, and I take pictures of it, and I hug it, and I smell it, and then I bubble wrap it, and then I put it up in my closet for when I actually move somewhere that I'm gonna have like the glass bookcases that'll keep them safe, and then I read the e-edition. But So my authors haven't been putting out too much stuff recently. So I've had this like I don't have extra money. I'm broke as shit, but I'm like, but I have Kickstarter. And you know what? I can put that on shop if I go for the extra ones, So it's like, oh yeah, you're just paying like in
You
payment.
can. That's right.
If you as long as it's over a certain amount, like you can put it on payment plans. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
absolutely. And then I see like, I got my first piece, like I get original art. And so that's the other thing, you get scripts and original art with Kickstarter. I have a Kickstarter segment on my Splash Pages show. So sorry if I'm kind of going on here, but um I've gotten a decent amount of original art started for a beginning collector. But when I did the Phil Hester interview, I got one of his pages. Like I got my first actual comic book page on the thing with like the glued on lettering balloons and stuff and everything. And so I'm like, I got my first real page of a comic book, and it was something that I'd
Oh,
been reading, and
nice.
it was really
Nice.
cool. So yeah, so
Nice.
I'm slowly building up this collection of cardboard and awesome books, and I've been really thrilled about that.
That's
So, and
awesome.
I own like I'm still waiting on like 3 books from you that you're in that I've ordered things from. I think maybe only 2. I'm not sure, but I'm still like some of the
Well,
one
I'm
page
working on
where
antimatter now. I'm working on
like
antimatter.
and it's not just well, that's
Mhm.
one, but I wasn't counting that one. I was thinking of the anthologies that you are in, like aren't
Aerotech.
Oh,
yeah,
Aerotech.
aren't you in what is the I'm trying to look for it now. The one that had it's the old radio shows. It's like Lights Out or
Oh,
something like
Lights Out.
that.
And
I,
actually, Drew and Val,
Love.
Val might know of it. Lights Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I did a
We're
20-page
looking
horror
for-
story that, uh, well, some people seem to have liked that no one has seen yet. So,
yeah,
uh,
I'm waiting. I'm like I couldn't afford the records on that because it was like you can get the
yeah, I know.
remastered vinyl, and I'm like, no,
I
I'm good
know.
with the MP3s. I'm just getting the
Mm.
books, Like I love to listen to stuff, but I don't.
Right.
I'm
Yeah, that
probably the
should be
only
coming
person
out
here who doesn't
soon, I
have a
hope.
record player, but
Yeah, Tom Akel at Rocket Ship was talking to me recently about it, and yeah, they're waiting for one artist to finish their story, which is taking
okay.
forever. I did mine, I want to say 3 years ago, and I've been sitting on this really weird, messed up story that Val, I'll send you at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
That like it's I don't do this kind of story often. Let's put it that way. So it's like a departure from me, kind of a thing. Before I just give a couple, I don't have like best ofs. I just wrote down a couple things that came to mind that I'll just share here. But before I do that, Tom, can you do
Mhm.
this? Can you do this gesture? No, with your other hand. Sorry.
Oh.
Like turn it upside down with your pinky up. Now pull back to your face. Go like this. And say $1 million. Can you say
$1
that?
million.
Right.
Dean, can I give my one last one that I just thought of?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, when I was talking about the commissions and the original art that I got,
Yes.
not only was it the first time that I reached out and tried to get a commission when Howard Chaykin was saying, "I'm doing sexy stuff, hit me up."
That's
So
right.
I ordered my first erotic
Yeah.
commission, and I was told that it was just something he could not do. And I'm
What
not sure
was it?
exactly how it was actually a piece for a Lovecraftian romance thing. We
Like
were
a
supposed to be
Cthulhu
writing
type thing?
That's so
yeah, we
awesome.
were supposed to be writing like a spicy romance, and I have this story where it's like Nyarlathotep is trying to woo over Yidra by using Nikola Tesla to train this guy who she can then devour his personage and his soul in a because that she like has sex with them, absorbs them, and then she gets all they know. So it's like a
Mm,
love poem and a box of chocolates in a guy. But it was going to
mm,
be like, okay, so he's studying with Tesla and she has to have these paintings. I'm doing this. And it's like, and then, she's like having sex and break. And he was just like, I don't have the capacity to do that, nor do I
No.
have any desire to do that whatsoever. And I was
That's
like,
right. That's a lot.
Howard
That's a lot.
Chaykin just told me I was a little smutty and a little too.
I
But
love it. I love the amount of thought that went into that. Like there's someone out there that
it's
can
like this
provide that.
paragraph. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Stuart
whole
Sager is actually who I'm going to hit up. But it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like,
Oh, Stuart,
That's
yeah.
hilarious. Just
Sorry.
there were like I realized that there were two people I listened to way too much via Spotify that I'll share here. But then there was something I discovered from 2022 that I've been playing over and over again. I'll get to that second. So the two people I've been listening a lot to, and Drew, Val, I
Yes.
think you would dig this. A guy named Don West has an EP out.
Okay.
It's like 6 songs. And he's a guy from Australia. And I don't know if you've seen my AI Joe character, but I loosely based the way he looks on Don West. Don West is this Australian guy who looks like the cheesiest kind of like muscle superhero gigolo.
Nice.
And when you hear his voice, you're like, there's no way. There's no way.
Play him for us
That's the
last
same
year.
person.
Didn't you?
It's like
soul, like sort of soulful.
very
like-
soulful kind of.
Yeah.
You played him for us when you came down last.
I think I must have played Don West. So I've been listening a lot of Don West over and over
Very
again.
excellent.
And then there was, I thought it was a band, but I think it's a DJ called Trust Me, TRUS''me.
Okay.
And there's an album from 2007 called Working Nights. That's really dope. Very soulful.
Okay.
I think you'd dig that.
Totally.
And then the one I've been recently listening to that to me is like a cross between Carson McCullers and Kate Bush is Florence and the Machine's album called Dance Fever from 2022.
That's a good
And
record.
it's incredible. It's
That's funny,
like
'cause that was on that record is on what's his name's list at the end of the year list from 2022.
Mike O'Shea.
yeah.
Yes.
oh, is that a Mike O'Shea album? He was already
he,
a
he has excellent picks, and he always has the best picks.
Oh, I didn't even realize that's an awesome pick. And then I have to give a shout out to my studio mate Whitney Matheson for The Feeling. She self-published a book that's great. It's like 25 short stories called The Feeling. And then a recent movie I saw that again I think would appeal to some of the people on this conversation is a movie called The Editor by Astron 6. And Astron 6 is like a couple of yahoos like us who get together with their friends and make these Neo Giallo movies.
Wow.
And they also did a movie called Father's Day, which I have not seen yet. So Father's Day and a movie called The Editor. And The Editor is that shit crazy. It's like a filmmaker, an editor of films. So that's part of the horror, you know? Like that. But their scenes are like, how did, you know? And it's done for like $30. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent.
Like,
Excellent.
So I think you might dig The Editor by Astron 6, but it's like J51.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so check it out. Those are some recommendations.
Definitely. You should show that.
Yeah, Dean, look, can I just show you something that Valerie got me for my Christmas?
Yeah.
This is not a
You have to wipe the Vaseline off the screen.
Wait, this is not Godzilla. It's a kid in a Godzilla Ben Cooper Halloween costume.
Action figure.
Yeah.
Action figure.
Yeah.
Like not custom made, but that was produced. Like
That was
that's
made by
mass
NECA.
produced.
Isn't
That's
that
incredible.
And what's really great about it, one of the first things that Drew and I used to goof on was like when you had those costumes, like obviously you're like, but then it would always have the name of what you were.
Like
Oh, right.
Like, would wear his own picture
Archie,
on his shirt.
You know, Archie, Betty, Veronica.
Right.
Like
Right.
obviously. And so of
Right.
course it has Godzilla written
You
on
gotta
it.
have Godzilla, or else you don't know what it is.
How would
Like
you know that he's Godzilla?
you know, and I got to give a shout out to Jen, my girlfriend, who made me a card. And I have to admit, at first I didn't know what it was, but it was Godzilla in a towel about to go to get a steam bath, you know, like a sauna.
What?
And I wish I had it in front. I wish I had it in my studio so I could show it to you.
Basically, it's you.
Artwork, man. I love her artwork. so
Dude,
much.
post it on Instagram or something, will you?
Yeah, I will. You'll
Please,
see.
because
It's
that
awesome.
sounds
That's really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah,
Were you
it's
like,
pretty
oh my
amazing.
god, I would be so happy.
Because one of the gifts she was giving me was like, go to the bathhouse and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it was Godzilla in a towel, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Oh, okay, cool. Like
The world is
That's
now
right.
better. It is better. It's awesome.
So Vito, to bring it back to our show, and it's been great talking to all you guys. I don't know how much longer we want to go here, but I did send you an email, and I don't know if you can share any of it or if it matters even, but because it's the 50th episode, I was looking online to be what was like the 50th issue of like Marvel and DC Comics, some of the famous characters. And what was interesting is like there were a bunch, I think, more of Marvel comics that have a 50th issue than, except for like Thor and a couple other characters that were part of a like Tales of Suspense, and then it would turn into the numbering system had already gone beyond 50,
Right.
and so it would turn to like a Thor comic, and it'd be like 127 or something of Thor, but they had a bunch of issue number ones that would continue on, and then DC Comics. Like there isn't a Batman 50 from back in the day, from the 30s and 40s. Like that would have been more recent with the renumbering system. So it would be like Detective
Not
Comics number
necessarily.
50 or Action Comics 50, because Batman has a bunch of like when they always reboot the comics now with the numbering system.
Yeah, but that's not entirely true because it did go to 50.
There was a Batman 50 from the third. No, it was Detective Comics. I don't
no,
think
there was a Batman 50 probably in 1940 or 1950 something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I didn't find that one. I
all
was
right.
having a tough time.
I'm trying
But there's like a Wonder Woman. There's and it was interesting to see the covers because 50 has been like, at least when Marvel came out in the 60s, they were like playing up the 50th issue a lot.
Sure.
Whereas like it might have just been another random issue of like Wonder Woman or Green Lantern, kind of a thing.
So
You have that?
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen here.
And then I found issue 50 of Commandy, and it blew my mind because Jack Kirby, who did Commandy, left, I think, after issue 39 or something like that. And there was always like this idea. Is that Batman 50, Tom?
Yeah, it is.
There you
That's
go.
is that Two-Face?
Yeah, it is.
That's very
Oh, that is an awesome cover.
That's very cool.
What's in the middle? What's happening in the middle there?
It looks like a coin being spun around.
It's a coin being spun. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. So obviously, I mean, famously, our comic book fans who are here, Spider-Man number 50 is the famous cover of Peter Parker walking away from a garbage can where he's discarded his Spider-Man.
That's it?
That's issue 50.
That's
and
cool.
by the way, in the 50th anniversary issue of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, I wrote and drew a story, and the editor asked me what happened to the costume that night. The only caveat is I had to put the costume back in the garbage can by the morning, because in continuity, a kid finds the costume and runs to the Daily Bugle and shows it to J. Jonah Jameson.
For the record,
the whole other story.
For the record, I can't share the email because we have too many people.
That's okay. Well, I mean, the covers are like, Fantastic Four number 50. It has a Silver Surfer on the cover, but really there was the 3-issue story that introduced the Silver Surfer and Galactus in Fantastic Four. And like I said, like Detective, Action, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, there was nothing super significant about their issues. But in issue 50 of Commandy, I'm a big OMAC fan. I didn't realize that Commandy becomes a blonde-haired OMAC. And OMAC is Commandy's grandfather.
Yeah.
So sorry I'm being nerdy right now. Yeah.
He is?
Yes. So
I didn't know
OMAC is
that.
Commandy's grandfather
I
in
did not know
continuity,
that.
which is crazy.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
That's
And
super
Jim
cool.
Starlin took over the series, took over and did OMAC comics for a while. The OMAC that Jack Kirby created.
Yeah.
There have been other iterations since of
Sure.
a one-man army corps.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, so but I did send that to Vito to inspire us, hitting a 50th milestone.
It's weird that 50 is a very, like, when you look at it in terms of the comic books, it's very early. Like, it hasn't, like, 50 is such a big number, but like when you look at it in terms of comics, it's so
Right.
early in the development of the characters. Even
Yep.
obviously, you get 12 a year, so by the time you're on your 4th year, you're hitting number 50. So but it's still like, it feels like the podcast too, very early, very young, very still finding its groove kind of thing.
Well, I'm waiting for Diary of a Wimpy Kid to hit 50 so that I can start reading it and understand it. And hopefully he'll be 50. Sorry.
What was that, Carrie?
I hit 50 this year, so
That's
was
right.
This Halloween. Yeah, I joined the 50 club.
Congratulations.
AARP, baby.
There you
That's
go.
right. Oh, did you get it on your birthday? Did you get
I haven't got it
AARP
yet.
I got it on my birthday.
I was going to. I need to look because like there's something with if you have family members on it, and my mom's on it as well, and there's like you can do these like dual account things or something.
Yeah.
And but I'm just like, so you're AARP, and she's like, yeah, I never use it because the senior discount is always better. So you know, 'cause she's like in her 70s, so she's just like, I don't know why do you do it, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't qualify for the senior discount quite yet, so I can get, 10% off my goddamn pancakes or something. Because
I'm older than Piers Morgan.
He is. That freaked me out. I was like, what the hell?
You're older than Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
How? Like Piers Morgan is an old fuck.
Well, he doesn't live right.
Boomer retard. Like
He
what?
doesn't live right. Yeah.
He's a
He's
Gen
a
Xer.
horrible
He's a
idiot.
Gen Xer.
How could he possibly be Gen X? I say no. No to you, Piers Morgan.
So I didn't tell you guys what my favorite things of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Vito,
There
come
we
on.
go. Hey, what about me?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was waiting for Dean to go, what about you, Vito? And I'm like, oh, I guess he's not gonna. So like comic wise, I obviously enjoyed Ram V's New Gods. I haven't finished it yet, so Dean, we still have to talk about it whenever we
I need to read it. I've only read the first issue or second issue. Yeah.
I also really enjoy Jeff Lemire's JSA. Like, I think it's a lot of fun. Great way to bring back the characters. I also really enjoyed L'Uomo Luce by Marty Keene. And my, probably not my least favorite, but like, down towards the bottom, I would say would be the 6-panel story of a guy getting coffee at a bodega.
You better stop.
I quite enjoyed that comic, by the way.
I have to redraw it, so that's why I'm saying it's not quite my favorite. I have to redraw it. But yeah, like for Drew and Val, I've actually decided I was going to learn how to draw comics this year. So
cool,
nice.
So it starts off like I had to draw a comic the other day. So now I'm trying to put my mind in that space. So that's a very exciting thing to happen this year. This podcast, probably the one that I listen to the most after Comedy Bang Bang. Both are equally as funny. So I highly recommend both. Movie-wise, Sinners was a great one. One Battle After Another is probably my favorite movie of the year. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Superman, which I thought was amazing. And then in terms of music, I would recommend Alive in the Catacombs by Queens of the Stone Age. Possibly my favorite band doing a concert in the Paris catacombs. Literally.
Wow, that's cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Coachella in 2004?
Yeah.
Or 3? Which one of those years they were there?
Yeah.
They're really good.
Such a good band, like such a well-typed band. And like doing something like that down there was just incredible.
That's really freaky. That's very cool.
Yeah. But that's it. I want to thank you all. I think we're going to, go out on top and say, if you have a drink, let's raise a toast to all of you, to everyone that's watched our show from issue. I did it too, Dean. From episode 1 to episode 50 and beyond. Happy New Year. L'chaim. Blessed Kwanzaa.
Salute.
All of it. We love you all. And we thank you all for joining us for 50.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers, everybody.
And Vito, to hop off of your Marty Keene I have to mention Russ Kazmierzak's Amazing
Yes.
Arizona Comics.
How many did he
And
put out this year? He put out like 2, I think, or
he put out 4, and it's
4.
it's a great series. It's worth subscribing to. Russ Kazmierzak, Amazing Arizona Comics, and then our buddy James Green, who did the Windlords of Iowa.
Yes.
Issue 1. So, Tim says cheers. What's up, Tim? Cheers, man. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Tim.
Cheers.
So wherever you are, to wherever you're going, we hope you continue to join us week by week. We are going to. I'll be still here in New York next week, so hopefully the lighting situation will change. But Dean and I will both
Go
be
meet at
here.
Wohop. Go to Wohop, man.
But thank you, Tom. Tom, where can everybody find you online?
Draw Robot Designs is my website, or Draw Robot is my handle. Hopefully, I just applied for Pi, so that might be my next show.
Okay.
In Pittsburgh.
And then your big show is always CXC, isn't it?
Well, CXC is taking a break in 2026. They're reconvening in 2027. After that is Space, which has been going on for well over 25 years.
I'd say it's almost 30 years now.
All indie creators selling their stuff.
All right. Drew and Val, where can we find you online?
Nowhere.
I'm not
Good.
really. I don't do social media anymore.
We don't do it.
We kind of
You're
quit.
the smart ones.
But we love you all.
Yes.
Thank you. Steve, what's going on? Where can we find you? What's going on for you this year?
Steve Bearfield on Facebook, at Steve B on Instagram.
Carrie, we got something cooking up for next year.
Yes, we do. I'm super excited. Find me at Carrie Sanders on Facebook. If you see a judgmental crow staring at you, that is me, and I am judging you. I'm all of my links to my author page, the Owlite Network, Splash Pages, The Dorkening, all of the different podcasts that I do, all the writing that I do. I have all of those other things, but I don't post anywhere except for Facebook because that's where my family is, and Drew over at Splash Pages takes care of everything. He posts like everywhere and tags me, so I'm like, oh good, I don't have to do anything. I have like tons of followers, and like I have never made a single post on TikTok or Instagram. Or like I reposted some stuff on Twitter from Anonymous, and it like way back in the day when Anonymous was still like active, I was like, yeah, take down the patriarchy. And so yeah, that's where you find me.
Very cool.
So everyone, I wish you all a very happy and healthy New Year's Eve. Please be safe. We want to see you again next year. Dean, that's for you, man.
Love you. Thank you.
Love you too. Yay, yay.
Oh, yay.
That might be retired any day now.
See y'all. Nice meeting everybody.
Meet you guys.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.